Hello everybody, welcome to a new type of video for you out there. So as you're probably aware, I've been doing a lot of folk legend type of videos and a lot of paranormal types of videos. We're going to start off a new a new series of videos, hopefully coming out sporadically in between for the weekends, and we're going to call them the Crime and Punishment series. We're going to be doing it across multiple counties hopefully, and it's going to be talking about some murders and crimes that happened around all the different counties that we can possibly go to, on top of your paranormal stuff. So in other words, you'll either get a paranormal video in the weekend or you'll get a crime and punishment one. So hopefully you like these types of ones. They'll be quite interesting stories. We're going to start off with a really fascinating one. Why not start off with a local video for me? So we're going to do that. Hopefully you're going to stick around, and we're going to discuss the murder that happened literally just down this road on Sheet Hill in Plaxtol. So stay with me, I know you're going to like it. See you later. On the evening of the 27th of December 1896, Robert Heyman, a local Plaxtol labourer, was having a drink in the Rose and Crown with Miss Esther Orchin, whom he had known for many years. Another Plaxtol labourer, John Taylor, came over and offered Esther a drink. The jealous Heyman knocked the drink out of Taylor's hand, resulting in the landlord of the Rose and Crown throwing out both Heyman and Esther. They continued their drinking at the Golden Hop, but a few minutes after they left, a cry of "Murder!" was heard from outside. Rushing out of the pub, Lydia Hodder and her cousin found Esther lying in the road, with Heyman kicking her. They managed to push Heyman away, and Esther escaping along Sheet Hill. At 9:30 p.m, James Coombs, a papermaker walking down Sheet Hill, noticed a woman lying in the hedge and heard a man exclaim, "It's all right, it's my old woman lying there drunk." Coombs walked on and then heard the woman say, "Oh, don't, Bob." The next morning, Richard Gardner found Esther's almost naked body in his son's stable in Plaxtol. Robert Heyman denied having murdered her, but was found guilty at Maidstone Assizes on the 22nd of January 1897, and then hung at Maidstone Jail on the 9th of February 1897. So standing behind me, as you probably saw in the narration, is the actual Rose and Crown pub. You can just sort of see the corner of it, but I know you saw it in the actual clip. The reason why we're being a bit careful is because it is a private residence and we don't really want to sort of like openly sort of, say hey. Hopefully you can understand that. But what's really fascinating is this is the start of the story. This is where it all really begins. Formerly the Rose and Crown pub, as you saw, is now called the Rose and Crown Cottage. This is really the crest of Sheet Hill, and obviously this is where the whole incident started. Now what we're going to do is we're going to not recreate, but we're going to sort of follow in the footsteps of the actual event itself. The only thing we are going to leave out is the last part, which is obviously where the body was found, because the actual area of that isn't unfortunately here anymore. So we're only going to film this, and we're going to film the Golden Hop. And what's really interesting is the Golden Hop, if you take a look, is literally the next building down the road. So you can imagine you've got the Rose and Crown pub, which is just here, which is the first pub you encounter, and then the next one is going to be the Golden Hop. We're just around the corner from Sheet Hill, so let's go have a look. So this is obviously, like I said, the beginning of where the incident happened, as was told in the story. We're going to follow in the footsteps of the second part. So come on, let's go. So we're now standing just in front of the Golden Hop, which is actually the scene of where everything sort of started to escalate. Now, excuse the running water that's in the background. We are by a stream. The Golden Hop, as you can see behind you, is actually what the incident of where the cry of murder came from, literally in front of the pub itself. Now, as you can see, this is also a private residence, so we're not going to get too close to show respect. But only up until about 2 years ago, this was still very much an active pub. Now, the cry of murder came from Esther. Lydia, who was her cousin who owned the Golden Hop, came out to see what was going on, just to find Esther actually being kicked in. Then what happened, in brief, because you know the story already, Esther came screaming out, running round, and she started to, so let's go, she started to make her way round towards Sheet Hill. And the last known sighting of her came from just over here. So just round on the side of here, this would have been quite overgrown. It would have actually been quite bushy, and actually as you head up towards Sheet Hill you can understand that. This was the last known sighting of Esther actually being alive, where a paper maker came down and he saw her lying in a bush, and Heyman, the guy who was obviously kicking her to death basically, said don't worry about it, it's, you know, she's drunk, etc, etc. So nothing was seen, but that was the last time that she was seen alive. Now obviously, as you know through what I've already explained in the story, her body unfortunately was found not too long after. Now we can't go to that location anymore where unfortunately she was found dead, because it's not really there anymore. As you can see, with most villages and countryside, a lot of things get torn down and they get replaced. But the fact that you can actually come down here and you can trace those exact footsteps from the Rose and Crown, which is, like I said, the first real building at the top of Sheet Hill, coming down and then going to the Golden Hop behind you. It's a really easily traceable story if you're a fan of murder. The fact you can come down here, you can do these footsteps, and you can even imagine it yourself. And do you know what would have been a real shame? The fact that both these pubs aren't here anymore, the decline of pubs. The fact that when they were open, it would have been amazing, because we could have just sat outside, had a pint, and actually realised there was a very pivotal murder here, around here. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Thank you as always for watching. And if you like these types of new murderous sort of videos that I will be doing at some point, feel free to spread the word of the channel as always. And much love to everybody out there. Because history matters, take care everybody. And I will see you all very soon. Goodbye for now.